Let's talk about pelvic health. It's a subject that for way too long has been kept in the shadows. For millions of women, it means dealing with pain, with incontinence, and a real hit to their confidence. But what if a totally new approach, one that was born from personal experience and powered by tech, could finally change that whole conversation? We're going to dive into how one person's story is sparking a huge revolution in women's wellness. This story doesn't start in some high-tech lab or a boardroom. It starts with a real person dealing with a challenge that is so common, but can make you feel completely alone. It's this private battle fought behind closed doors, but it's a story that's about to become a very public solution.
Wow. I mean, just listen to that. I just felt like a failure. That feeling is right at the heart of this whole problem. When the only tools you have to get better feel more like a punishment than a therapy, how are you supposed to make progress? These are the words of Vanessa Kelly, and that deep frustration is exactly what lit the spark for an incredible innovation.
So let's talk about Vanessa. Her journey started all the way back when she was just 14, with endometriosis, and that later led to a diagnosis of vaginismus. And what that meant was that everything, from a simple medical exam to intimacy, was incredibly painful. She was faced with a real lack of support and these intimidating, awful treatments, and it left her feeling like she had failed. But that feeling? It fueled a brand new mission to create something better for herself and for the millions of other people struggling just like her. And here's the thing. Vanessa's experience, as personal as it is not unique, not by a long shot. It's really a single story that represents this silent epidemic. It's a huge health crisis affecting women everywhere. And it's so often hidden by stigma and just, well, a lack of good solutions. Just let that number sink in for a second. 1 in every 3 women. That's not a small group. This isn't a niche issue. It's a mainstream health challenge that has a massive impact on daily life, on work, on relationships, on mental health for a huge part of the population. And if you look at certain groups, the numbers are even more staggering. I mean, can you imagine bravely fighting cancer only to have to face another debilitating battle during your recovery? Up to 80% of women who get pelvic radial therapy ends up developing conditions that cause severe pain. It just adds this profound physical and emotional challenge to an already tough journey. So this really begs the question, why is this still such a huge problem? Well, a big piece of the puzzle is the current treatments. The options for at-home therapy are often these rigid, intimidating dilators that honestly just cause more pain and anxiety. So what happens? People drop out. They stop the therapy, the symptoms never get better, and the pressure on healthcare services just keeps on growing. But it's that frustration with the old way of doing things that has paved the way for something totally new. We're starting to see this fundamental shift in thinking, a complete reimagining of what pelvic therapy can be, one that puts comfort, control, and the user's experience first and foremost. Okay, let's break down exactly why these old tools are failing so many people. First off, they're rigid, and they just look intimidating, and trying to progress through these fixed sizes can feel like this huge, painful leap. And, of course, when therapy hurts, people stop doing it. It's just human nature. And on top of all that, there's zero data, no feedback for you or your doctor to know what's working. It's a system that, in a lot of ways, is almost designed to fail. And this is the question that changes everything. What if therapy could actually be gentle? What if it could adapt to you instead of forcing you to adapt to it? Well, here is the answer. Meet the Vanessa. This is a completely new kind of device. It's a soft, smart, and totally personalized partner for pelvic therapy, and it's designed to be used right in the comfort of your own home. I mean, this comparison really says it all. The old way? Rigid. The new way? Soft and inflatable. The old way is intimidating and painful. The new way is infinitely adjustable, so you can progress in these tiny, comfortable micro steps. The old way gave you zero feedback. The new way has an app that gives you real-time biofeedback and data. We're moving from this clunky one-size-fits-all approach to something that is truly personalized. So how does this smart therapy actually work? Well, the magic is really in how it combines 2 key things: a soft physical device and a really powerful, intelligent app that guides you every single step of the way. Now, the core technology here is something called biofeedback. And I know that might sound super complex, but it's actually really intuitive. So there are these tiny sensors in the device that measure your muscle activity.
On the app, you might see this as a simple line on a graph. When you tense your muscles, the line goes up. When you relax, it goes down. That real-time visual feedback is what helps you finally understand and learn to control your body's response, literally retraining your pelvic floor muscle. The whole process is designed to be incredibly supportive. It all starts with a clinician who helps you set up your initial plan. Then, you continue the therapy at home, using a soft probe with the app guiding you. You progress in these tiny, comfortable steps that you're always in control of. And all along the way, your progress is tracked, and you can choose to share that data with your clinician, which finally closes that feedback loop. So, to sum it all up, what we've got here is a soft, inflatable, size-adjustable probe with built-in sensors. You've got an app that gives you coaching and tracks your progress. And this is so important, you get content that is specifically made to help with the psychological side of things. The pain, the anxiety, the fear. It's a true hybrid model that empowers you to do this at home, but with the safety and security of clinical oversight. So this is way more than just one cool new product. It really points to the entire future of pelvic health. What we're looking at has the potential to create a massive ripple effect for patients, for healthcare systems, and for the entire women's health industry. And this is all happening at exactly the right moment. The femtech market, that's technology focused specifically on female health, is absolutely exploding. It's projected to be a $60 billion market by 2027. That shows a massive and frankly long overdue shift in focus and investment toward creating real solutions for women's health. And just so you know, this isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. It's a reality that's already in motion. Right now, the team is finalizing the prototype. Next step is an NHS-supported study. From there, the plan is to secure all the safety approvals needed and then launch a clinically validated tool for both home and clinical use. So why does all of this matter? Well, the impact here could be huge. It could dramatically improve the quality of life for literally millions of women. By making at-home care actually effective, it could take a ton of pressure off of strained health services. But maybe most importantly, it empowers women with a private, dignified, and effective therapy option, putting control right back in their hands where it belongs. And that brings us to a final thought. When an innovation like this comes from such a deep personal experience, it does more than just treat symptoms. It has the power to restore dignity and to give people their confidence back. The question is no longer if we can do better for women's health, but how quickly we can get these kinds of transformative tools to the millions of people who need them the most.